The day has finally come to test my e-bike to see how far it can go. People are always asking me that question. I have no idea. So I'm going to start at point A and ride it until the battery completely fails, which will be point B. I've asked my buddy here to give me a ride to the start of the trail, and then wherever I end up, he'll come pick me up and bail me out. I know it's a bike and I could just ride it home, but this thing weighs like 70 pounds and I just don't feel like it. Dewey, what do you think, bud? What do you think? Hi. So before I begin, let me tell you a few more modifications that I made to the bike. I added a pool noodle to kind of protect the wiring from any moisture as I'm riding, like if I accidentally go through a puddle or something. And I also bought a new big fat old lady seat for more comfort. And once I got the seat, it actually rode too high, and because I installed the control unit halfway down the seat post, then the seat wouldn't go all the way down, so I had to actually cut off the bottom of the seat post so I could get the seat up just a little bit lower. Let's see. Oh yeah, and then while I was doing that, I thought I would tighten the zip ties to the battery, and as I was doing that, the battery actually fell off the rack again. I had it plugged in and it actually ripped out one of the posts out of the battery, and so I had to call up my buddy and he helped me out with some soldering on the battery. I was pretty bummed out because that battery is expensive, but luckily we got it fixed. I wrapped it with a ton of electrical tape, and I think black looks better than blue anyway. And as far as I can tell, the battery is working just fine. So hopefully I didn't damage it to the point that I don't get as far of a distance or something. I don't know how batteries work in that regard, but I looked at the innards of the battery and it all seemed fine. Just that piece broke off. So anyway, here we go. It's time to get started. Hit the trail. Mile 0, I'm going to be tracking it on a GPS app, and you'll see my whole track as we go. So let's test the range on this thing. I'll stop and give updates every once in a while. Excuse me.
Sorry.
You're fine.
Oh, sorry.
You're fine. So far I've gone about 1.5 miles. Everything's working great. I just didn't realize this was going to be a durability test too. The route that I'm on is pretty shaky. Hopefully the battery can hold up and stay on my rack. I probably should have double checked the secureness of it, but I'll just keep going. So far my average speed's about 25 miles an hour, so pretty awesome. Hey man, what's up? I'm doing my range test.
Are you?
Yeah.
Nice.
This is it. You made my video. So the battery's in here, and this is the throttle.
Holy crap.
So I started up at Rainbow Gardens. I'm just gonna see how far I can go.
Really?
Yeah. So I'm just recording everything. I have the GPS going and
Nice.
all that good stuff.
Holy crap.
So I've been at it for about almost 20 minutes now, and I've gone just about 4.5 miles. So a long way to go, but I mean, I'm trying to keep the throttle down as much as possible to really run out this battery, but it just keeps going. I mean, I know I haven't gone that far yet, but anyway, back there at my last update, or my first update, I said my average speed was 25. That was a lie. I was looking at top speed. My average speed has been about 16 miles per hour, which is still pretty awesome on a bike trail. But this trail right here, this is what I'm going on. This is the map, but I'll give you a better map when it comes time to edit this video. Anyway, time to keep going. Let's go. I wonder if this applies to me. Electric motors? I don't know. I'll keep going till I get stopped though. Anyway, I'm about 7 miles in. I'm still showing full. Let me get a better view here. So still showing full, but when I push on the throttle, the green light turns off. So definitely wearing the battery down a little bit. Yeah, but I'm getting everything on the GoPro and documenting it all, so hopefully this makes for a great video. Hello again. So I'm at the just under 10 mile mark. My average speed is 16 miles per hour. I've been following the Weber River. The river at the first of the video is the Ogden River. But I mean, this thing's still going strong. Off the throttle, it still has a green LED, so I don't know. This thing will just keep going. I might hit the end of this trail and have to turn around and go back. That'd be something. I mean, if I just get 20 miles out of this thing, I'll be stoked, but 30 is my goal. So let's keep going. Hi. Hello. Okay, so I'm about 2 miles down this dirt path. The paved path turned into a dirt path. I'm along the freeway. There's a river over here, freeway behind me. I don't know if this is the best situation, especially if the battery runs out. This wouldn't be fun to pedal on, so I'm just gonna keep going down this road. I figure I'm past the point of no return, so I might as well just go for it. Anyway, the bike's running well. Just hope the tires can hold up. I switched them out for road tires, so it feels a little slippery on the turns. But I'll just take it a little easier on this dirt. Other than that, everything's going good. So I made it further than I thought I would in my mind. I've only gone 15 miles, but the point that I'm at I thought was a lot further. There's a big hill that I have to go up, and I'm gonna actually start heading towards my house. So I might not need a pickup after all. Sorry about all the noise. I'm next to a major highway. Anyway, my thought there is it's really going to drain my battery going up this hill, so we'll see how it goes. But it'd be something if I really made a complete loop from the starting point to my house. So stick with me, we're still rolling. So I made it up that hill. I know it doesn't look like much here, but it was a pretty good climb. In fact, full disclosure, I didn't say this in the beginning, but my goal was to not pedal once, but there was no way that the bike was making it up the hill without pedaling. So I did assist it, but I'll tell you what, with that motor going and pedaling up that hill, it was super easy. Anyway, I'm back in the city now, and I'm gonna keep going. I'm just gonna start heading back towards my house. So this is pretty exciting. The bike is doing great as far as I can tell. The battery, I'm filling the battery. It doesn't feel too hot. It says don't get above 60 degrees Celsius. And the last time I checked, that's like the temperature of the sun. And then this, it's not hot either. So everything's going good. I am at about half. It's not dipping into the empty yet. So pretty stoked on this thing. Oh yeah, my GoPro battery ran out, so that's the end of the GoPro footage. Talk to you in a few. Cool big rock. So this is crazy. The bike's back there. I don't know if you can see it behind me. I'm using my phone to record all this, so I don't know exactly what I'm looking at, other than I'm squinting because it's super sunny. Anyway, I want to show you something. So, if you can see it, about where my finger is, clear, 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 clear out there, way out there. We're talking almost as far as you can see because it's really smoky, but that's where I was just a half hour ago. So I've made this giant loop, and the bike is starting to make a weird noise. Luckily, I'm pretty much at the top of the hills that I'll be going up. I did have to pedal up 2 more hills, but barely any pedaling at all. I'm pleased with how well this thing is doing. Hopefully I'm not wearing out the motor because I'm really putting it to the test. This is definitely the longest stint I've ever ridden it. So yeah, I mean, here I am almost to the top of the hills, and I started way down there. I wish I could illustrate it for you, but you'll see my track. I've been recording it. All right, I think the bike's cooled down enough. Let's head back. I'm thinking I won't need a pickup, which will surprise my buddy. So, oh yeah, and a distance update. I'm just shy of 20 miles. So I have outdone my expectation, almost. Let's see if we can hit 30. Here's to 10 more. I'm really glad I have that comfortable seat. Oh, you can't see it. I know it's a granny seat, but you need something like that on these distance rides, at least for me anyway. So I was cruising along, I'm almost home, and I actually ran into my parents. They're on their own toy. So you never know who you'll run into on your e-bike. Get out and ride it. Just like I ran into my parents, ran into my buddy Tyler. He's actually gonna get an e-bike. His is actually gonna be the rear hub motor, so we'll have to compare. But I think I've sold them on it because right now I've gone for about an hour and 15 minutes and I've gone about 22 miles. So you gonna get one?
Yep, I'm sold.
All right. See. So I've made it just near my house, like right around the corner. And I've gone 23 miles and I've stopped quite a few times, so it's taken about an hour and a half. Had I not stopped to make this video, then I would have been just fine. And anyway, I could just ride it right to my house. I mean, I'm right there, but I told you that I'm gonna go from start to complete battery failure. So I'm actually gonna ride it back to where I started, which is a few miles from my house. And then I'll just ride it in circles in that parking lot until it dies. It's getting there. I mean, when I push the throttle, it's down into the empty range now, the red. So we're getting pretty close. So yeah, but it's been a lot of fun so far. Not even tired or anything. Can't believe how far I've gone. So I'm right around the corner from where I started, next to hole 7, the local golf course. Just kidding, I don't know what hole that is. But I've gone nearly 25 miles. I've been going for about an hour and a half, and I'm pretty impressed. I mean, here's the thing. I'll give a final synopsis here in just a minute, or when I'm done, because I still have to run the battery out. But what I've found is that, I live in a decent sized city of about 80,000 people, and this bike will take me anywhere that I need to go in the city. I mean, at least to my house and back, no problem. And I live in Utah. You might be able to see it's pretty mountainous here. So this is the perfect solution if you want to ditch the car and it's warm weather. I mean, I'm gonna ride this until there's snow on the ground, I'm sure, but so far I'm pretty impressed with this thing. But I'm not done yet. We're almost there. Here I am, right back where I started. Crazy thing is, right around the corner from here, the battery just started showing signs of giving out. It's given out a couple times, but then it kicks back in. So until my ride gets here, I let him know that I'll be here in about 10 minutes, and that could be any minute. So I'm just gonna ride around the parking lot and yeah, wear out the battery. Oh yeah, and an update, I've gone 25.63 miles. That's with some uphill and some downhill. And my average speed is around 16 miles per hour. My top speed was 33 miles per hour, so that could have been going downhill somewhere. But yeah, that's the final count, I guess you could say, the final readings. I'll pull up a little screenshot of my final numbers when I'm completely done. But look how cool of an area I live. I mean, that's Ogden Canyon. I live up there somewhere. Anyway, I'm just gonna ride in circles now. Okay, so either the battery is completely dead or I killed my bike. I'm hoping for the latter. No, not the latter. I'm hoping that my bike isn't dead. That's what I'm saying. But anyway, up on the screen right now, I am going to give you a screenshot of all the statistics, how long it took me to get this far, how far I actually went, what my top speed was, and what my average speed was. So I rode the battery to complete failure. I called my ride. I'm waiting for them to pick me up. But I seriously did a lap around the whole town of Ogden. But not only that, I went through Riverdale, Uinta, South Ogden. So like I was saying earlier, this is a solution to get around town, even in more like I guess you could say we're a suburb if you're not from this area, but not really. I mean, we're our own city. I don't know why I'm going off on this tangent, but what I'm getting at is, we're not this nice enclosed big city where everything is within a few square miles of city blocks. I mean, if you want to go out to the mall, you have to drive across town and so forth. So this bike really is the solution to that. And I'm going to give it a look over. This was a long ride, especially for a cheap Walmart bike, but I'm pretty proud of how it held up. There are a few creaks and noises that it was making, but yeah, I am pleased with this thing. I can't say that enough. It's been a lot of fun. So here I sit on the side of the road next to the Timbermine Steakhouse, waiting for my ride. At least I know I won't starve to death. My ride is here. I'm not gonna die waiting. I don't know what I'm saying. Anyway, the saga is over, and have a good night.